with any service or product that you buy as a construction owner, you pretty much have to go to multiple people to get multiple bids. That's the way it works, right? Or if you need a new copier machine, you're going to call three different copier people because the cost of whatever these folks are charging is built in, and prices can vary and terms and conditions can vary. Insurance is very different though. The mistake I see a lot of construction owners make is that they assume that if they're unhappy with some element of their insurance experience, whether you feel your cost is too high, the renewals are always coming in late, you can't get certificates, the list goes on, that you have to bring in multiple agents and have them go to the market to fix this problem. But I want to tell you that this is the single biggest mistake that you probably will make when it comes to handling business insurance, especially if you're a new contractor and you haven't bought insurance before. Now, I get it. Uh, Again, the first instinct is to treat insurance like you would everything else, right? Because everything else we buy, like for example, if I need my roof done on my house, I'm going to call three different contractors, right? Or if you are asked to bid on a job, you probably know you're going to be asked to compete against two or three other people in the same trade, most likely, unless you have a relationship that maybe supersedes that. But insurance is very different. And I want to say this, just remember this. There's only one time, one reason, I guess, that you would ever need to work with more than one insurance agent to go out to market to get you quotes or bids. The reason is if there's a market, I'm sorry, there's an agent that has a market that your current agent doesn't have access to. So let's rewind quickly. You got thousands of insurance carriers out there for any given risk. Let's just say you're a grading contractor in Texas. There's probably five or six insurance carriers that will even quote your insurance, right? The whole package. Those carriers are going to only offer quotes through agents. That's their distribution channel. So an independent agent represents multiple carriers. Usually they're going to have contracts with all five or six of those carriers. However, they might not represent all five or six, maybe only four or five of the six that would even quote your insurance. The main thing from your perspective is if you want to work with an agent who has the majority of the markets that play in your space, right? That makes more sense. So they can actually bring you options and you have some leverage. Um, so again, if you're talking to an agent and they have those five or six, well, then why would you need to bring in another agent to try to go to those five or six? And the waters get even muddier when you realize that the way insurance works is different, where not like homeowners insurance or health insurance or even other products you buy, the carriers that will quote through an agent will only release one quote to one agent on any given year. And that is the agent that sends in a submission first. So if your current agent has access to all six, your renewal's coming up, he goes out to all six, you start talking with another agent because you want to get pricing. He tries sending a submission out. Every underwriter says, sorry, we already have a submission in from another agent. He comes back to you, hey, I'm blocked, you're frustrated, you just wasted all this time, and you feel like, man, the insurance industry is so rigged. That's the number one frustration I hear from people when they try to buy insurance. So again, this is why the only reason that it would ever make sense to use more than one agent is if an agent calls you and they have access to a carrier that your current agent doesn't have access to. Every other reason, I'm going to go through those in a second here, that you can think of as to why you need to bring in another agent can be solved by just firing your agent and hiring a new agent via a broker of record letter. So let's start looking at the issues that you might be having. Again, hey, Micah, my renewal always comes in late. That is a service issue, right? You're paying your broker 15% commission. Let's just say you're paying 100,000 of premium. That's 15 grand a year. He keeps bringing your renewal last minute. That's frustrating you. If that is the case, you got to ask yourself, do I want to keep paying this guy 15 grand, or am I going to go find a new person to represent me and pay the 15 grand to them instead, right? Think about it like a real estate, right? If you have a property that's listed for sale and you sold it with a realtor once and now it's coming up on the market 3 years again, or you got to find a new tenant, you don't have to stay with the same agent. You can, but if you feel like the service was crappy, they've lost touch with the market, you can bring in a different agent to represent you going forward. It's the same with your insurance. And okay, first issue, like I told you, late renewals. Second issue, we never see options. Again, fire your agent, interview other agents, bring in someone else that you think will do a better job showing you options. Second issue, third issue, bad service, slow COIs, slow turnaround time, bad communication, all those in one category. You don't need a quote to fix that problem. Again, it's going to get redundant here, but fire your agent, interview other agents, bring in another agent, have them sign an AOR, take over your current policy, and go to the market. Now, I can keep going down the list, but everything I can think of that you would have as a buyer where it's a frustrating experience can be solved by firing your agent and hiring another agent. I think one of the issues that I see people fall into is that you kind of disassociate these problems of like late renewals, no options, slower COIs. You disassociate them with like the agent's service, right? And you just, or you feel like the only way that I can leave the agent is if I go get quotes, right? But that's what the agent of record letter is for. That allows you to basically say, hey, I don't really mind my carrier. They're not terrible. I am just going to sign a piece of paper that authorizes a new agent to come in and take over the servicing of my current policies. And then for this upcoming renewal, we're gonna execute their marketing plan instead of my other guys because it sucks anyways. That's all you're doing. And I think once this clicks for you, it'll help you hopefully feel empowered, and it will save you a lot of time from just going out to 3 or 4 agents every year and saying, we're going to let you guys all bid. And you're going to have to deal with the game, of everyone's trying to go to every market and they're asking you for access to these markets and all that. It's such a waste of time. Now, if you really are adamant about using 2 agents, you can do that. If I was going to do that, I would, if the interviewing route, just you're not comfortable with it, you're like, I want to see something tangible first. Okay, you can bring another agent, but you're gonna have to divide up the market strategically, right? So talk with your current guy, and you're gonna have to have a conversation. Hey, you have these 4 carriers. This other agent's calling on me. He wants to go to these 2. I'm just telling you, he's gonna get those 2. You can have your 4. Now that, again, going down this route can be fine. I've helped clients save a lot of money when I've been one of those competing agents. I don't generally like to go this approach. I try to advise people to say, just pick me or don't pick me or pick someone else. I don't care. Or stay with your current guy. Just pick the person that you think is going to represent you the best, that you're most aligned with, that is going to give you the best experience, and it's going to ultimately help you not have to think about insurance. That's the ultimate goal, right? So you want to find someone you trust enough to be like, man, they just got it. They're taking care of me. They're getting me a fair price, going out to the market. They're getting me my stuff in time. They're making sure I'm covered. They're making me aware of any issues that pop up. That's what you want to find, right? And if you find that, and you got it, and they're doing a good job, then going out to market just for the sake of going to market doesn't make a ton of sense, because one agent can go to all the options, right? So I know I'm like a squeaky wheel here, but I want to drive the point home because I see this create so many issues. So if you're having any issues at all, even if you think your pricing's gotten too high, you can solve that without having to go quote, right? You can interview, do some due diligence, let these other agents share what they come back with, and then make a decision what you want to do going forward. So, hey, I appreciate you watching. If you like my stuff, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. My email, my phone number's in the comments or in the about section. Happy to help you out.